I got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems I solve them. I run through the money, the pressure be calling. Left on my blessings, I feel like I'm falling. The birdie is back, tell me I'm garbage. I'm going through something, that's why I ain't calling. Phone and progression, it's all that I wanted. The phone and affection, I summon and dub it. Cause I got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems I solve them. I run through the money.
This morning was extremely hard to not exactly get up, but to get through the entire vlog edit. I stopped editing about 6:30 and it was tough. I need to think of something to help either make some of these edits shorter if I'm feeling just really tired, or maybe I just need to push through. Yeah, maybe that's it.
I gotta tell you something I could do. I could be running or I'm chasing you, but I won't, cause I got better things.
I've talked plenty about my camera setup in the past, but I figured I'd revisit it seeing as I'm doing daily vlogging.
Rather spend my precious time chasing somebody who loves me too. If I got $1 for every time you slam the door, I would be the richest girl alive. If you hadn't run away every time I asked you stay, you would sleep right next to me tonight.
That moment you realize you don't have any more milk, so you just have a bowl of cereal with no milk. Trying out Rise for the first time with the wife. Okay. We're doing a good job. Good job, buddy. Yeah.
But no.
Hey, picked up the boys. Let's roll. And show you guys the setup. We're gonna switch over to the iPhone, so excuse the audio. Here we go. This is all I really need / use aside from this camera right here for daily vlogging. So I'll just start from left to right and we'll go at it. So we've got the Canon SL2. Flip screen is super important. And of course the please do the right thing and return if lost. I use a 24mm f2.8. This is for, you probably see this for the majority 80% of the films. It just is easy with daily vlogging, it just does good. The auto focus is on point. It's just enough. 50mm is also really important. All the really nice smooth shots you've seen are probably done with that 50mm. Rode Video Mic Pro. I almost regretted buying it in the beginning, but the audio is ridiculous from this thing. I keep it set on all the way on at the low pass or high pass filter. I keep it set at 0. The -10 is if you're in a really, really quiet environment, or +20 if you want to set your own preamps in the camera. I use 3 batteries, 128 gig. I use the janky ass GorillaPod. As you can see, this leg is like super weird, so it doesn't even stick. Joby ball head, X ball head, something like that. All right, starts out as just a base, whatever camera, 24 mil. Swipe that thing on, and then the mic goes on. You always want to make sure the mic is on. Plug in. You always want to make sure that it is plugged in all the way into your jack right here, because it's been plenty of times when I haven't and it's been halfway out. You're gonna need the base, plain and simple. I keep the memory card. This is what I was talking about, not blocking the port. Battery, ball head. So you gotta make sure that this is out just a little bit. Screw that in. And after that, literally just attaches. So to keep the ball front. There you have it. Camera's built. 50 mil goes in my pocket, and I swap it out as I need fit. So we got Mr. Red whatever right there. Looking at the screen, like I said, first things first is manual. Make sure it's on manual. And always when I turn on the camera, I'm always hitting my exposure. So let me show you what this would originally look like without any adjustment. All right, so this is what this looks like as my camera tries to auto adjust or like get this. It's all completely white. There's a couple of reasons why we're completely washed out. One, we want to look at the frame. One, we want to look at how many frames we're shooting in. I usually shoot in 60 frames per second outside, and then drop it down to 24 frames per second inside. So that's good. Now we need to adjust our shutter. So the rule of thumb is, never to have the shutter more than double your frame rate. So this is technically the right amount. So 60 frames per second, shutter 125. I don't really care about that, and my films reflect that too. I make sure ISO is not set to auto, because sometimes when you're adjusting your shutter, it will throw it off and your ISO will jump way up. And so I literally crank right here, crank this to the right, and as you can see as I crank it, hey, he comes back into play. So right now we're actually shooting at a shutter of 4,000, 1/4000th, which is crazy. So this actually means this image is probably going to be a little bit jittery, but I find that it doesn't affect my films whatsoever. Like, there's a little bit of jitter, but barely. And so me not having to switch out ND filters, etc., makes a lot of sense. All right, moving on. ISO, I only when I'm indoors, I only take my ISO all the way up to 800 max, maybe 1600, but usually 800. And I try not to use auto as much as possible, because sometimes it'll skyrocket it all the way up to 12,000 or whatever when you don't recognize it or realize it. So 100. I look at this meter right here. This is extremely important. So you see how the dial is right in the middle? Some people, like, if you're just looking at the picture, you're like, that kind of looks right? That might be, maybe that, or maybe this. Without that meter, you can't tell if it's actually properly exposed, and especially because I shoot neutral. But if you look at this meter, I know automatically that it is way overexposed already. You can see where the dial starts to go in. And so I know once I hit that right in the middle, it's properly exposed. I do this all within a couple of fractions of seconds. I switch, get it there. Make sure ISO is not auto, 100. You know, I'm shooting at f1.8. Last couple things is, like I said, high pass, it's good. Mid 0. This is the lifesaver. I just keep this in my hand, and I use this to adjust. You can also use it to adjust the ISO, but I don't usually do that. I focus pretty much every shot. You know, as I'm taking a shot, bam, off, on, off, you know. So that's how I do that. I also use the record button just as much. All right, so typically I usually just have this. I don't even have this guy with me, because it's the way I use my hand. Like, you'll see a lot of the motion is a lot through with my hand. So if I'm looking at something, typically I put my base down, focus. I'm just gonna kind of do that. I can see that it's exposed correctly. You hear that ding, record, and then a motion. So like, shoo, so where I go in and then boom. So that's kind of how you see all these different kind of things. Drop it, or I'll go up, or this, or I'll try to follow it and hit like a push. You see that? So same thing here. This guy is perfect because I literally can hold this with one hand like this and it's still good, or tilt it same way, push in, but that's it.
Yeah. And they say, promesas son nada más que solo palabras.
You sleep good, King?
Okay, Eden, you can play with it.
Y si no las cumples, se van a desvanecer. Algún día volverás tú al lado mío, y yo de testigo. Vamos 1, 2, 3, sin estrés. Muéstrame esos pasos, te cuento hasta 10 y ven. Yo sé que tú quieres moverlo sin pena, ven, sin estrés. Muéstrame esos pasos, te cuento hasta 10 y ven. Yo sé que tú quieres conmigo, amor, de todos esos placeres que brindan.
Gotta head to Walmart for some milk and wipes. We're out of baby wipes. If you're a parent, you know what type of situation that is.
Why you be all on my line about nothing? Why won't you go get you $1 or something? Don't hang with a nigga who lying for nothing. I see that we different, you riding, I double. I don't do discussions on bragging about hundreds. Don't go to your places, I know that they sunken. Don't call me your brother, I barely could trust you. I talked to a shorty, she bagging the bucket. And I'ma need all of my dollars on corpus, so hand me the money, I divvy the pie. I'ma give all of my people a portion to build them a fortune on flipping the ride. I can't be mixy when iffy the bob and 40.
8:26. It is a small world up here in Walmart. Second person I've ran into that recognizes me, and we chit chat. That's awesome.
On 50 is really the time. Why are you all on my phone like you want me? Like you wasn't pushing the kid to the side. I don't know if you bitches are thinking I'm blind. Cross on my crosses and dot on my eyes. Done with your efforts, I'm dealing with pressures. I know it's a lesson, that's word of the wise.
My drone, that's only like 100 feet.
Dubbing the mixes I'm mixing, I know I've been missing. I needed some personal time. Fuck all the
to be
pictures, dimensions, I don't with your digits, I mean it, I'm staying inside. Cause bitch, I got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems, I solve them, I run through the money.